Hey, what's up? I'm Basil Barrington, and today we're going to check out the Reloop Mixon 8 Pro DJ controller. This is Reloop's flagship DJ controller. This thing is a beast. I love this thing. It's pretty cool, but I do have some pros and cons about this. We're going to get into it. This is not a review. I'm going to just talk about my thoughts about this DJ controller, and again, just give you some pros and cons. So let's check it out. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is this controller is brand new. However, it debuted at last year's NAMM show, so it's been in the works for a really long time, and now we have it. But it's also maybe not the most opportune time to release a controller of this magnitude, of this size, of this price, because, you know, now you have Hercules, you have Pioneer, all these other companies coming out with DJ controllers. The pricing is a little interesting on this device as well. But let's talk a little bit about just some of the high-end overview features of this DJ controller. So again, this is Reloop's Professional. This is their flagship DJ controller. I mean, it's pretty dope. You can use it with djayproai app and also Serato DJ Pro. Real-time displays on the jog wheel, you gotta really appreciate that. 4 effects paddles. The standalone mixer, I mean, if you're a flagship DJ controller that has the I/O that this controller has, of course you're a standalone, mixer, which basically means you can connect turntables, CDJs, and you can use it in conjunction with the software features as well. That's pretty cool. 2 audio interfaces, and you also have DVS capabilities as well. And I think the music streaming services are Tidal, SoundCloud. I still don't know if SoundCloud is a streaming service, and you have BeatSource and also Beatport. I wish they had maybe Amazon. I don't know, maybe Amazon is coming soon. And I've said this before, Reloop they just make really good DJ equipment. Solidly built DJ equipment. You can't front on that. The reason why I was really interested in this DJ controller is just basically the docking station for an iPad. My whole thought process was, okay, if I'm out DJing at like a lounge or a bar or something like that, I'm not talking about a club, just like these smaller venues, right? Where I have to just bring like maybe a controller and a laptop. I was like, hey, you know what? I would like a very capable DJ controller that I can use with my iPad. And this is it. Now, I know they have other controllers that you can use with an iPad, but they're not as feature rich as this one. So I like this because, of the docking station for the iPad, and you can use Algorithm's djayproai app. That's pretty cool. So that's one of the pros for me with this controller, is that it works with your iPad using djayproai app. And it's just pretty dope. And although there are some things that are missing with that connectivity, but we can get into that as well. But that right there in and of itself is pretty dope. Now, let me get into some of the pros I like about this device. Just the docking station for the iPad, that's pretty dope. If you don't want to carry a laptop with you and you are okay with using djayproai app, this is the device for you. You just have to get used to the mirrored decks. This is an asymmetric design. So, and that for me, to be completely honest with you, I'm coming from turntables. So just to get used to that asymmetric, that mirrored DJ controller thing, that's not where my muscle memory is. My muscle memory came from turntables. So that's what I'm used to. If you look at some of the controllers outside of Reloop that are being released, they are set up like 2 turntables and a mixer. But when you look at Reloop controllers, they all have this like mirrored deck design. And again, I'm not quite sure about that. I think for a flagship controller, there should be sort of a DJ style to it. That's one of my cons about this thing. Another con about this controller, price, $1,250. But when you think about like the other controllers that were released recently, you're talking about the Hercules DJ Control Impulse T7. It's a 2-deck motorized controller. I know that it is belt driven as well, but it's $700, right? Now, if you go over to the Pioneer DDJ Rev 5, which is a 4-deck controller, although it only has 2 faders, this is a $1,100 controller. The other thing I think you should also know about this controller is if you buy this controller, The first thing you need to do is update the firmware, because when I got it, I plugged it up. I plugged it up to my iPad. I plugged it up to, Serato, and I was like, oh, things are like drifting, everything else. I was playing around with it, and I was like, well, you know what? Let me check the firmware updates, and then there was a firmware update. Once I updated that, everything just locked in, and everything worked really well. Now, in terms of the connectivity to Serato, it's no need to talk about that. That connection is tight. It's Serato. Serato's been doing this. The stems functionality works. Everything works. And everything is right there in front of you, so it's fine, right? But one of my other cons about, this device, not even the device, right? But when you're using the iPad version of djayproai, there's just something missing about that sort of connection. With the desktop version of djayproai, you have access to 3 effects per deck. But if you're using the iPad version, I'm like, how can I change effects 2 on deck 2? I don't know. I can't find that. I can't figure that out. I think that should be a little tighter. And then when you're using the Neuron Mix, if you go into the Neuron Mix, there are sliders up there, faders, right? Why isn't there a function where you can just hit something, even if it's a layer, you shift whatever, right? And then now you can use the effects sort of controls to maybe control the faders of the neural mix on the algorithm djayproai app. If anyone out there knows how to do this, please leave something in the comment, because I can't figure it out. If you're using it just to do basic mixing and things of that nature, it's fine. But it's so much more to algorithm. I'm surprised that you can't use all of those features. All of those features are blown up or blown out on the Mixon 8 Pro. Using the iPad, there's absolutely nothing I should not be able to do. In terms of just mixing tracks 1 and 2, and also using some effects, this thing shines. It's pretty dope. And the other thing is, like I said, this is a $1,250 controller, but the Hercules controller is $700, and the new Rev 5 is only $1,100. And you can probably also find a 4-deck controller just to do what you want to in terms of mixing and things of that nature. That's a little cheaper than, $1,250. Now, I think that the sweet spot for this controller is not $1,250. The sweet spot for this controller is about $800. That's just my opinion. I think if you want to sell a lot of these controllers, given the controller wars that's about to pop off, this needs to be right in that sweet spot at around $800. So what do I think about this DJ controller, the Reloop Mixon 8 Pro? This is a pretty dope DJ controller, like I said. I am not mad at this DJ controller. You're getting a good quality piece of gear when you purchase something from Reloop. Well, there you have it. The Reloop Mixon 8 Pro DJ controller is $1,250. You can get it at Sweetwater, a whole bunch of other places, Amazon maybe even. Go check it out. Very good DJ controller. Until next time, peace.